Hi, welcome back to another 90-Day Fiancé recap. We're going to talk about The Other Way Season 6, Episode 4. Today is Tuesday, July 23rd. Where has the time gone? I feel like this summer is flying by. Remember when you were in school and the days would go by so damn slow? But once you're done with school and you're out adulting, time goes by so fast. We only have a week left of July and then we're jumping into August. That is freaking me out because my original move-in date was July 30th, but we decided to postpone it. I am living with my roommate, my sister, and we decided to postpone it for a month because she's studying for the bar exam, which is on July 30th and 31st. I didn't want her to have to stress about packing while she was studying, so we moved it to August 30th. Now I'm like, holy crap, I have to look for movers, hire them, and still find places where I can buy affordable furniture. If anybody knows, please let me know in the comments below. Someone linked me to a $500 sectional sofa from Walmart, but the last time I checked, it was sold out, which really sucks because I really liked it. So, yeah, thank you. Without further ado, let's get into the recap. Let's start with Josh and Lily. Josh finally arrives at Lily's gorgeous home. As soon as they meet, they hug and kiss. I love how she was rubbing his face and squeezing his chubby cheeks, telling him how handsome he is. He cried, but she didn't cry. It was a very sweet moment.
I love you.
I love you more.
They go inside the house and she gives them a tour. It is a stunning, gorgeous house, super modern, very clean, and everything is minimalistic. Everything can be controlled by a smartphone. During the tour, she shows the bathroom, and of course, there is a bidet, because apparently America is the only country that doesn't use one. She pointed to the toilet, which reminded me of Jihoon and Devon, because she was like, "You will need to clean your ass." Yeah, you see this? Clean your ass. Very clean ass.
Clean your
Shoot water.
eyes. Yes, clean your eyes. Always clean your eyes.
Okay.
So after the house tour, she was like, "Yeah, I spent a lot of money on this house, $500,000. And he was like, "Yeah, I know, you've told me like every single day, you never fail to remind me." She's like, "Okay." I love how they were in the kitchen and everything is brand new and just so fancy. He opens the refrigerator door and there's no food. He's like, "Oh my god, there's nothing, it's empty." And she was like, "Yeah, I'm poor." I love how she was in the middle of her gorgeous, beautiful, expensive kitchen saying, "I don't have any money," as she's standing across from the elevator that is also inside the apartment. So ridiculous. I loved it.
No ice cream.
No ice cream because I have no money.
The next morning, they go to a fitting for their wedding outfits. It's going to be a traditional Chinese wedding and they have a bit of a misunderstanding. I don't even know how this type of misunderstanding could happen, but she basically thinks Josh wanted this wedding and Josh was like, "No, you're the one who wanted the wedding. Excuse me, I'm burping up water." He was like, "No, you wanted the wedding?" And she was like, "No, you did." He was like, "No, you did. So who wanted this wedding? Y'all can't communicate about this kind of stuff? I don't know how I feel. I think this is going to go downhill real fast."
假使他跟我说他想感受一场中国式的婚礼，所以我就为他做了。
I think you want to special wedding in China.
You said you want a wedding, so I said okay.
Honey,
did
you
not need-
said
Okay.
you said you wanted
If you
to
s- if-
special wedding.
If you say so.
And so they're trying on the outfits and they're super intricate and gorgeously beaded. There's one that Josh likes better than the original one he had chosen. And she was like, "Oh, but this is more expensive. It's like a couple hundred more." He was like, "You know what? I'll pay the difference." He was like, "Are you sure you're going to pay the difference?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to pay the difference." "Are you sure you're going to pay the difference?" "Yes, I'm going to pay the difference." She was like, "Okay, because I don't have any money." And he goes, "Okay, yeah, you told me." "Yeah, because I spent $500,000 on the house." "Yes, you tell me this every single day." She was like, "Okay, just reminding you." Y'all, this is going to be bad. He's going to get tired of this real fast. I don't understand, because it doesn't seem like he lied to her. He told her from the start that he doesn't have any money. I'm living with my parents. I sold my house. I'm not ambitious. I'm not going to go out and try to make all this money. I just want to relax, play video games, and enjoy my life. He told her this, and she still dated him. Now she expects him to, I don't know, come up with all this money and support her luxurious, bougie lifestyle. It just doesn't make sense.
And Lily is constantly mentioning she has no money.
我当然希望家是会帮我承担经济压力啊，但是他没有钱呐。
Money is definitely going to be the constant theme in their relationship, and I just can't see him putting up with this for much longer. I don't know. What do you guys think? James and Tata are back. Yay, our very favorite dumpster fire couple. So, he's home finishing packing up his stuff because he's finally going to move to Indonesia. He says goodbye to his dog Jojo since he can't bring him. Honestly, I was like, how are you going to leave your dog, your fur baby? I could never, but then I thought people leave their actual human children behind, so I guess really dogs aren't that big of a deal. Next, we learn that James finally told his parents about his sudden move and quitting the family business job, which is going to screw all of his family over. I'm guessing the parents didn't want to film, and you know what? I wouldn't either if I were his mom and dad, because he is such a doofus. He calls Tata and says, yeah, I told my parents. And she was like, oh no, how'd they take it? He was like, not well, they're really upset. She was like, oh no, I was afraid that this would happen. He's like, well, you know, we did what we had to do. Excuse me, not we, you. This was a you thing, this was a you decision. You're the one who didn't want to tell them until the last minute. He's like, yeah, my parents are really upset. I did this again, ended up their whole entire business again, and left them hanging again, and gave them last minute notice again.
I ended up telling my parents that I am leaving for Indonesia. My family, right now, not my biggest fan.
God, he's just such a loser. What kind of shitty person does this twice? He knows how traumatizing and hard it was for his entire family the first time, and then he's going to do it again. What is wrong with you? His friend Josh comes over to drop him off at the bus station. I guess he couldn't get anyone in his family to drop him off because they're all mad at him. He's really nervous about living with not only Tata's parents, but also apparently 7 other people in that house, not including James and Tata. That's going to be a full house. I don't know how they're going to deal with it.
I mean, I've been second guessing it every day. I've had days when I just didn't want to I wanted to just quit. I wanted to just stop everything and say, let's just stay here.
Now we see Tata in Indonesia, and she has glowed up. Her face is glowing. She's so happy. You know how she was super depressed and dreary, like there was a perpetual cloud following her everywhere she went in Maine. But in Indonesia, she is happy, laughing, and smiling. Damn, and guess what we find out? Tata also hasn't told her family that they're moving in. They just think she and James are visiting for a month. What the hell is wrong with both of them? They're perfect for each other. They match each other's freaks.
I don't want to tell them that we are moved when James not here.
So she's like, oh, I don't know how to tell mom and dad. I'm so scared. So she pulls her big sister aside and tells her first to kind of test the waters. She sits her big sister down and says, guess what? Don't tell mom and dad, but we're going to live here. The sister's like, what? Why? And Tata replies, I'm sick. The sister responds, wait. So you're telling me that you and James are leaving America, the land of the free, where there's way more job opportunities, and James is leaving his very good paying job to move here, where he won't be able to find any work. And if he does, it pays very little. So you're leaving that and then coming here? And Tata's like,
pindah ke sini gitu, terus sana ditinggalin, bukannya James di sana pun punya kerjaan itu. Kalau cari kerja di sini kayaknya lebih susah. Terus pendapatan ekonomi sini kan kecil, beda sama di Amerika.
And her big sister told her, hey, well, whatever you do not live with mom and dad. You don't need to burden them. And plus, James and our parents are going to clash. You need to get your own place. Tata's like, yeah, that's true, but we don't have any money, so we're going to live with our parents. By the way, she did mention that she saw a doctor in Indonesia who prescribed some herbal medicine and the swelling in her throat went down. She feels like a new person, so much better, like, wow. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a dumpster fire. James and Tata are exactly the same. I thought Tata was going to be a little bit better, but no, they're both losers who don't want to act like adults. They're acting like children. This move is such a bad idea. Like, really, if he had a remote job where he could work from Indonesia and make a very good living, then that would totally make sense. But to just go there and plan on selling banana chips and ice pops for 16, it's not really a good idea. They had no plan.
I hope that they will just get along really well and then James can stick it up. I just don't want to go back to the US at all.
They were just gonna go there and figure it out and have everybody else just deal with it. That's awful. Alright, moving on to Sarper and Shakina. It's a brand new morning in the Sarper home, and despite them having a huge blowout fight the night before, they were still able to bang it out. She's in the bathroom doing her makeup, and he comes in and says, "Oh Shakina, I want to show you something." So he brings her to the wall of his bedroom. It's really dirty in one corner, okay? I don't know if I'm going to explain this right, but basically, he normally has women wax his back because he has a really hairy back. But he loves her so much that he has been foregoing getting his back waxed by other women. I think this is what he meant. So he ends up scratching his back because all the hair on his back makes his back very itchy. But because he's not waxing it, he has to scratch it using that wall. And that is proof of how much he loves her. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say, or am I doing a super shitty job at trying to explain this? It's not important, okay? It's just one of his Sarper-isms. She thinks it's gross but cute at the same time, and he goes, "Shakina, do you want to wax my back?" And she goes, "Yeah, honey." And so he lies down and she's getting the waxing strips ready. He asks, "Does my hairy back disgust you?" And she goes, "No, Sarper. Nothing about you can disgust me. Like nothing." And he goes,
"Oh, that is true love. I have the same type of love about you, Shakina."
I have also similar love with you, babe. I imagine you pooping sometimes, you know that? I even find that and farting jokes so gross, but when I picture you like that, I never get disgusted. I never get disgusted of you.
Good.
she's like, "Oh, okay. Thank you, Sarper." Oh, and he did say that he also tracks her period, but I wasn't freaked out by it. I felt like it was actually sweet because it seemed like it was coming from a caring, genuine place, not a creepy place. Like creepy Kyle, my friend's boyfriend, has a general idea of when her cycle is, and right around that time when she's PMSing, he'll come home with her favorite snacks and junk food. So she waxes his back and she's like, "Did you tell your parents about the K1 visa?" And he's like, "No, Shakina." And she's like, "Why not, Sarper?" He says, "Because I don't want to go, Shakina." And she's like, "What did you say? Stop." He basically doesn't want to move to America because if he goes there on a K1, he's not going to be able to work and not earn an income, and then he'll have to depend on her completely financially and feel indebted. So he doesn't want to move until he has a good amount of savings that he can live off of and bring to America. But she's like, "No, I need you to come now because I can't keep traveling every 5 weeks to Turkey." Like, no.
So if the visa's approved, what are we gonna do?
I don't have any clue.
Let's move on to Statler and Doomy. Statler packs up her entire apartment and gets ready to move out. I still can't believe she decided to do this young van life. Like, I could never. It's different if it's something she always wanted to do, or if she's down for it and excited. But the fact that she does not want to do this, it's her literal worst nightmare to give everything up, including stability, structure, and routines, just to live in a van and travel. She doesn't want to do that, and I understand, because I feel similarly. I just could never. It would give me the worst anxiety, and I just couldn't function every day. So the fact that she's doing this while feeling the way I feel, wow, I feel bad for her.
And I'm giving that all up for love.
Oh, we find out Statler took out a $20,000 loan in her name to contribute to buying the van, and Dempsey contributed by selling her caravan. In terms of income, Statler is going to be the only one working because she has a remote job, so she can keep working from the van while Dempsey lives it up, travels, explores, and all that stuff.
What's she gonna do?
She's given up her job.
So how is she planning to contribute?
Well, she did say she's gonna make dinner.
Okay.
And if Statler had it her way, she wouldn't want to be the sole provider. However, it is what it is. I don't know if Dempsey doesn't want to work or if she can't work. Wait, no, she's going to... I don't know. I don't know why Dempsey isn't working. Someone fill in the blanks for me. I must have missed that part.
I do feel a bit jealous because while I'm working, Dempsey is going to be free as a bird and able to really explore Europe. So that's gonna suck.
Now, this part was so sad. Her friend Natalie came to help her and she told Statler, "I'm just worried about you because you tend to give so much in a relationship when it's not usually reciprocated and it's almost as if you expect rejection." And Statler agreed with her. She was like, "Yeah, I actually do because, I was rejected since day one when I was given up for adoption." Oh my god, that broke my heart.
From my personal experience, it's not so much being adopted, but I think being relinquished, it definitely affected my self-worth. My very first relationship was with my mom, and then she rejects me. If the one person who's supposed to love me doesn't, then of course everyone else isn't going to. I just constantly feel like I'm going to be rejected at the drop of a hat, and it's affected every relationship that I've had since.
I never even thought about what adopted children or even adults think of their upbringing and adoption story, or the abandonment issues they must deal with. I wonder if it's different for people who have had a great relationship with their adoptive family versus those who don't. Now, it's finally the day of her move. She woke up with a panic attack and is having second thoughts. What if Dempsey is just using her for her dream life? Because Dempsey definitely could not do this on her own. She needs Statler's financial support to live out this van life. And what if the relationship doesn't work out? We find out that Statler has been taken advantage of in the past. One of her exes used her for her money.
I was renting an apartment with this girl. She told me that the cost was X amount of dollars, and it turns out I was basically paying almost the entire rent. She got to save money to buy a house, and I was broke by the end of it.
Natalie drops her off at the airport, and she seems like a really good friend. She absolutely cares about Statler and wants the very best for her. Although she was very skeptical and voiced her criticisms about the new life Statler was about to start with Dempsey, when it came time to send Statler off, she remained positive. Natalie said, "I'm so sorry for being so negative yesterday, but I think this is going to be great for you. You're going to have a blast, and this is going to be an experience of a lifetime." I really appreciated that about Natalie. I feel like that's what a good friend does. A good friend doesn't give advice and get mad when you don't take it. Instead, when things blow up and you come back wounded, they support you. I think that's what true friendship is.
And I feel like I was very negative and suspicious yesterday, and I feel like now I need to tell you that it could go amazing. You deserve good, wonderful things, and you deserve good, wonderful people. You're gonna have the adventure of a lifetime.
Well, that's it for the recap. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. I will be working on Gypsy Rose's recap. Last night's episode was insane. It was so dramatic. Oh my god, I need another season. That was a season finale, and it was so sad. I don't know how I've become so addicted to Gypsy Rose Blanchard, but we need another season.